Alrighty, guys, we have hit a very interesting precipice. We have hit the point where I announced this a while ago, and I was right. How Bungie just killed Destiny 2. This video, by the way, guys, was made a long time ago. It was made over a year ago. And this was when they had like a whole bunch of layoffs. And they announced that they were slowing down Destiny 2 a little bit, but they kind of like tried to make it like they weren't going to kill Destiny 2. And that Destiny 3 had zero work on it. Zero. None. All the way back when. People didn't like that I said this. People did not like that I said this in the comments. But I told everyone that Destiny 2 was dead then. And it had been dying for a long time. You're absolutely right, Ponce. It has been dying for many years. I talked about it back then. I had over an hour-long video. I'll link in the description when this is put up on YouTube. But I was right then. And guess what? Unfortunately, I'm not happy I'm right about this, by the way, guys. I'm very not happy. I don't like to see games die. I don't like to see games die. I don't like to see teams screw up like this. But I was right. I was right. And I think, Games Radar, I haven't read this article yet, but Games Radar was completely correct with at least the title over here. Former Destiny 2 writer says it turns out the real Destiny killer was CEO Pete Parsons as players pray for Destiny 3. Destiny 3 a year ago had zero work behind it. Devs had to come out and say, we have not worked on anything Destiny 3 related. It's not happening. If it hasn't started then, and Marathon just came out a couple of months ago, there's still no work done on Destiny 3, guys. Even if they start working on Destiny 3 immediately, it's not going to be out for another 3 years at least, even if they put all of their focus on it now. But at the very end of the day, I think you can at least take heart that with this bad news, they will be shifting focus to Destiny 3. And we'll talk about it right now. So this is the little message that they posted. For 16 hours ago, Bungie made a little post. Destiny 2, every end is a new beginning. Doesn't sound good. For almost 12 years, we've had the joy and honor to explore the Destiny universe with you all. Through all the ups and downs, surprises and triumphs, building Destiny alongside our players has been a monumental privilege. While our love for Destiny 2 has not changed, it has. It changed a long time ago. Otherwise, it wouldn't be dying. It has become clear that after the final shape, we have reached that time for our shared worlds at Destiny to live beyond Destiny 2. This is subtext for we are going to start work on Destiny 3. Now, for anyone who's new in here, I do make a lot of content talking about gaming news. I do make a lot of content using my ability to sift through the corpo language dog shit to give you the real take. What are the corpo fuckers writing this piece of shit actually telling us? So I'll be translating as soon as we, go back to the document, kind of what the corpo speak is talking about. I work in business. That's my day job. So I have a little bit of a unique perspective. I've been streaming for a very long time, 7 years. I've been making YouTube for about 2.5 years. I cover a lot of gaming news. I have a lot of a background in this, and I've been gaming since I was 2 years old. So I can at least give you guys a relatively unique perspective on this. So if you guys do appreciate that, be sure to give this video a like, give this channel a sub, and let us continue. So it has become clear that after the final shape, we have reached the time of our shared worlds and Destiny to live beyond Destiny 2. This is corpo speak for we hear you. You guys did not like Marathon. We thought that everyone who plays Destiny 2 would move to Marathon. I love extraction shooters. I really like Marathon. I've covered Marathon quite a bit on this channel. I played it for about 200 odd hours, all told. It's a very good game. It's a very good shooter, extremely good extraction shooter, but it is a very difficult and very niche extraction shooter. It is not Destiny. It will never be Destiny. Marathon is great. Exactly, Jacka. I like Marathon. But Pete Parsons convincing Sony that people who played Destiny would move to Marathon was absolutely fucking I mean, for him, it was a genius move because he made billions of dollars. But it was a really stupid move for Sony to believe them. The people playing Destiny would never fucking move to Marathon. They would never do it. And you can see this when you look at any of the discussion over here. You look down and you just see people complaining about Marathon, being like, I love Destiny. This is why I never played Marathon. Marathon killed Destiny. No, it didn't. Pete Parsons killed Destiny years ago. Absolutely. When Pete Parsons, in his infinite wisdom, decided to slow down the work of and shave off, developer after developer after developer after positive reviews and positive DLCs and everything, that is the day that Destiny started to die. And that means that, Destiny started to die, what, like fucking 5 years ago? It's been dying for like 5 fucking years, man. It's been dying for a very long time. Anyways, that's the first part of the quarter speak. Let's continue. As our focus turns towards a new beginning for Bungie, they're like, we know you guys aren't going to play Marathon in the high numbers we need. So we will begin work incubating our next games. To that end, on June 9th, 2026, we'll be releasing the final live service content update for Destiny 2 to begin that new journey as a studio. What is this Corpo speak for? This entire thing is Corpo speak for. Of course, obviously, you're going to stop work on Destiny 2. Destiny 2 is going to be going into maintenance mode. Very, very sad news for anyone who plays Destiny. If you guys do, my heart goes out to you. You've been literally bent over and fucked by Bungie for the last 5 years for sure. I'm sorry, that's how it is. And now the game that you love is going to go into maintenance mode. Completely. You're going to have no new content. You had barely any new content since I made this video a year ago, but now you will have 0 new content. And what they're going to be doing is trying to scramble for ideas for Destiny 3. Where do they go from here? How do they make Destiny 3 with as few developers as possible, but make it as palatable for Destiny 2 players as possible? That's what they're going to try to do. But what does this also mean? All of this means incubating our next games. The incubation phase for making a game is a phase where you have relatively few developers, especially compared, because right now the number of people working on Destiny 2, or at least at its height and everything, was still hundreds of developers. Even after all the layoffs, it was maybe 400 developers or something. It was quite a few people. It was quite a few people. Now, they didn't take all that work and start working on Destiny 3 when they should have. That's the problem. So you guys are going to be quite a ways out. But what the incubation period means is that they're going to be hitting all of the developers with massive layoffs again. And they're going to be going to the incubation phase. They're going to be having small teams try different, smaller ideas. And with whatever people that are left at Bungie. It's not going to be many people. They're going to have a smaller team that is still working on Marathon. You're going to see layoffs at Marathon as well. This is not going to not hit the Marathon team. Marathon team has already delivered the Marathon game. It is now going to be an issue of updates, an issue of new game modes, an issue of live service things, new seasons, new characters, blah blah blah. It's the live service concept bullshit. I hate live service games, even though I love, particular specific games of it. I hate live service as a game choice, and this is one reason why. But the bulk of the work for Marathon has been done, so they don't need the full development team for Marathon anymore. Marathon is definitely going to get hit with layoffs. Sorry, my brain farted for a moment. What this also means is that the entire Bungie team that has been working on Destiny 2 is going to get shredded by probably 2/3. That's just an estimate. Could be more, could be less. Who knows? And they're going to be shifting to a focus of maybe 4 or 5. I don't know exactly the inner workings of Bungie, but it's just past this precedence, how other big teams have done this, is that they're going to be moving to 4 or 5 smaller teams working on how the fuck do we make Destiny 3? And they're going to start that work. And then when that work ramps up next year or the year after, when they finally hit a concept that they really like, then they'll start to rehire people to really do the bulk of the work making Destiny 3. That is what this means. That is the new journey. That is the incubation work. Let's continue. Though active development may be concluding, we will ensure Destiny 2 remains playable just as the original Destiny is today. Many changes in this final update will aim to ensure that Destiny 2 is a welcoming place for players to return to. This is just corpo speak for don't hate us too much. We're gonna at least, leave the game up. So anyone who's willing to play and buy cosmetics in our game that is now officially dead will at least have something to play that exists right now. Now, hopefully, what this means is that all the DLCs will become free. It'll now become free. Everyone can play every DLC for free. The entirety of the span of Destiny 2 for like one nominal price or something like that. Hopefully that's what that means. I don't know if that's what that means. If they wanted to do this correctly and buy back some of the burnt bridges that they've created over the past several years, that is what they should do. Now, the gap between what Destiny and Bungie should do and what they actually do is a wide bridge. It is a chasm. It is a fucking Grand Canyon level chasm. So I don't know if they're gonna do this, but this is what they should do. I hope Destiny 3 is a full loot sandbox PvP MMO FPS, Jacka says. That's an interesting thought. I don't know. Anyone who's watching this video, that is what Jacka said. I'll repeat it. Jacka said, I hope Destiny 3 is a full loot sandbox PvP MMO FPS. What do you guys feel about that idea? I don't think that would go well with the Destiny crew. But, I don't know. Maybe it would. Maybe the Destiny crew would absolutely love it, Jacka. Who knows? But we're proud of Destiny 2, the places it took us, and the legacy it has created. Because of you all, the universe is vast. Our universe is vast, built on years of shared stories, adventures, and victories. From the Cosmodrome to the Pale Heart to the Lawless Frontier, we have forged lifelong memories and friendships with you all. We are incredibly grateful to everyone who made this journey with us. From the deepest of our hearts, thank you, and we'll see you in the stars. Okay, what is all this? Okay, so these are some of the big updates. These are like the actual specifics. Okay, Destiny 2 Moment of Triumph will be for all players. So it looks like they are maybe going the route that I'm saying, where they're kind of trying to make like all of the DLCs more open or at least lower price, if not free. I hope this means all of the DLCs are free. First slate of bosses, so New Pantheon. Okay, this is like a big update thing. If you guys have more information, if you're a Destiny player, you have more information about this, do let me know this in the comments below, because I haven't actually played all that much of Destiny. But I don't really know. I will link this description. I will link this link in the description below, so you guys can have easy access to read this entire page. I don't know enough about Destiny 2 to be able to tell you what Shaxx maxing is, or, the Crucible playlist, and all of this. So let me know what your thoughts are on these specific changes. These ones I can't really speak to. So I hope what they're doing is making this game more open and free to play for everyone who wants to even try and look at Destiny 2. If they were smart, that is what they would do. Hopefully that's what this means. Okay. Oh, here we go. We're bundling all Destiny 2 content packs into a singular purchase available on June 9th. This includes the campaign, dungeon keys, 30th anniversary packs, and more. And they will receive permanent markdowns. So they're still selling every single DLC. But they're saying that they'll lower the cost. And they'll have it as a special bundle if you are, for example, a brand new player going into Destiny 2. What the fuck's Destiny 2? Let me see. Oh my god, there's 17 DLCs. And hopefully they make it like $20. If not, it's not worth it, bro. It's just not fucking worth it. All right. Developer insights. All right, that's just talking about developer insights. Destiny 2 has been our home for many, many years. The unknown can sometimes feel wild, even a bit scary at times. It should feel scary because they are bending you over and fucking you. All you Destiny players. I'm so sorry for you guys. But these opportunities to explore the future are invigorating. As we look ahead, our commitment remains the same, to make games that we and you are excited to play. If this was true, they would have started working on Destiny 3 years ago. This is not true. From all of us here at Bungie, we cannot thank you enough for joining us, for giving us money on this journey throughout the Soul system for us making multiple DLCs where we nuke the previous DLC. You can't even play it, and then you have to buy the new one. Pete Parsons, by the way, instituted that entire discussion. You'll still find a star side for many years to come, per Audacia ad Astra. Yeah, this is not good. Okay, Jason Schreier states that Bungie does, in fact, plan significant layoffs. Destiny 3 is not an active production, so I'm right. And I was right a year ago. I was right over a year ago. This was true then, and this is true now. So Jason Schreier, I'm assuming, has some like background news about this. Let's see. Unlock. I will not spend money on Bloomberg. Oh, thank God, this is a free article. All right, let's see. All right, what is Jason Schreier saying? Jason Schreier is one of the main, I guess, like one of the main people that actually has sources in video game companies. So this is when games journalism is actually useful. Now, is Jason Schreier a bit of a shill? Yes. Is everything he says worth its weight in gold? No. But does he have sources that, you know, content creators like me that actually give a shit? Does he have sources that we don't have? Also true. So you should read this. You should give it some credence for sure. He has information that, you know, no content creator can have access to. Sony Group Corp's Bungie unit is planning a significant number of layoffs as it ends development on long-running Destiny shooter, according to people familiar with studio's plans. So this is people working at Bungie or working at Sony that he has access to. The company does not have a new project lined up for Destiny 2 development team after it came to an end last month, according to the people who asked not to be identified because then they get fucking fired. Yep, exactly. Bungie does not plan to immediately end production on Destiny 3. The number of job cuts is not known. Like I said, all the way back when I first started reading this entire discussion and argument, incubation work means a multiple small different teams. Small is the operative word. They are going to shred the people working at Bungie. How many employees does Bungie have currently? Okay, that's the previous peak. That's 2 years ago. No way. As of April 2026, there are 1,200 people working at Bungie? This has to be old information. Bungie has 1,223 employees as of April 26. Now, this is according to tracxn.com. I don't know if this is, like, legitimate or not. I don't see how this is fucking physically possible. Dude, if this is the case, they're dead. Like, they're going down to, like, 200 people, bro. There's no fucking shot. There's no fucking shot. This says 850. This sounds more... This sounds smarter. I don't know. Whoever's working at Bungie, guys, if anyone has an employee count at Bungie, there's no way it's 1,200. This has to be old information. This has to be. I would estimate the amount of work that went into and the amount of money that they needed to make Marathon, because that number I do have. It numbered in probably $150 million or so. That's due to Sony's financials. If that's the case, I'm extrapolating here. I would estimate there's probably 400 employees working on both games each. I would estimate 400 each. If that's the case, I can see Marathon's team being cut down by half and Bungie's team getting cut down by 2/3. Sheer extrapolation, sheer guesswork. But past its precedents, that's my thought process. My background in business with other business companies of other business types. I don't work in gaming. I could see layoffs of that league happening. There's no way they stick at 800 employees. And if it's 800, I could see half and half. Half being, Destiny 2 and potentially bits and pieces of like the start of Destiny 3, even though they can't officially say it. And I could see, you know, the other half being Marathon. Either way, both teams are being shredded. Both teams are getting lopped off at the knees. But yeah, on Thursday, Bungie confirmed that the upcoming June 9th update will be the final content. We just read that. He's continuing with that. Bungie's staff are looking to pitch and begin development of new projects, including in the Destiny franchise. The only hope for Bungie is Destiny 3. The only hope. Marathon will not turn a profit that will exceed the cost of the $100+ millions of dollars used to make Marathon. I like Marathon. I think it will be a longer running game, but it'll be a longer running game with like 10,000 people playing it on all platforms combined. That's it. They did no marketing when it first launched. Games don't really come back. They're still trying, and we will talk about, by the way, they will be doing massive updates and changes to Marathon. They're going to be adding PvE mode and all kinds of stuff to try to bring players back. But I don't see that peak hovering around anything higher than 10,000. And unless it has like some kind of like crazy, like huge No Man's Sky, you know, type of turnaround, I just don't see that happening though. I'm going to give you what's likely. What is likely is a 10,000 player peak for Marathon. And that 10,000 player peak of Marathon, just like it is for Tarkov, even though Tarkov has more players, those people are hardcore players that play nothing but fucking Escape from Tarkov. You know, other action shooters have very, very similar vibes where the hardcore of the hardcore play fucking nothing but that game. And Marathon has those players already. I still play Marathon to this day. I get killed by those players on the fucking regular. The people who have put like 1,000 hours into Marathon in the past 2 months. The people that know everything there is to know about that game. The people that are able to fucking like, you know, one man grind out the raid and shit like that. Like, those are the people that will be playing Marathon for years to come. And those are the people that will be buying all the cosmetics in Marathon as well. So they will still make like a long, you know how we see like a peak and a tail? So yeah, I definitely see the peak. Okay, the peak right now without the big update is actually 12,000. So this is a bit higher than I thought. I thought it was under 10. So, you know, we could see a world where it hovers around 20 all told. And like, as you can see, it is a decline. This is Marathon, by the way. This is a massive decline. Pretty sharp. You know, some peaks, some valleys, some peaks, some valleys. But then it starts to flatten out. And this is where you see the normal. This is where you see like the normal tail. And you can see the hardcore players of Marathon, they stick with the game. And they will stick with the game as long as there are updates for a very, very long time. And the PvE mode that is planned, I will make a specific video about that as well, because there are many plans in the works, and some pretty good plans actually. I'm very happy about hearing this. These plans will bring the peak up to maybe 20 for a little bit, and then back down to like maybe 15 or so. And that 15 will last a very long time. And I don't see Marathon dying beyond that. But Destiny, you know, it also has like, you know, massive peaks and massive valleys. This game has been dying for a very long time. Very jagged. But the last peak of this game, and also this, like a lot of people who play Destiny and Marathon are on console. So this is obviously only Steam counts. So you have to do extrapolation. But the last peak was June of 2024, literally 2 years ago. And then after that, it was a precipitous drop to like an average of, you know, 30 to 50, 30 to 50, 30 to 50. And then when the news happened, you know, around here, this is around when I made my video talking about the last update right here. Because it was over a year ago, probably around here. This was the last big update. This was like a really big expansion right here. So a lot of people came back for the game. But as you can see, like, people didn't stick with the game. They knew the game was dying, and like for sure dying now. Over here is where people still had hope that like there would still be high quality updates for Destiny 2. They were wrong, and that's why people left the game. If they don't get Destiny 3 exactly right, Bungie's going to be dead on arrival. Yeah, exactly. They're going so Sony now who is the biggest winner and the biggest loser of this? The biggest loser obviously are the people that play Bungie games. The people who like and play Marathon, we're losers in this because we're going to lose out on active large scale updates for forever. Like it's just not going to happen. We're probably not going to see anything beyond like a second raid, for sure. Right now we have one raid. I can definitely assume they're going to make a proper second raid in Marathon, and I can assume that we're going to have like a few heroes dotted around, and that'll be like the PvE mode will be a big update, maybe like a map or two, and those updates are going to be spaced out over the next year, and then they're going to have like another like, are we still going to develop this game or not? After a year. We have at least 1 year of Marathon surviving, in my opinion. And that is with decent number of updates. And it still won't be at the level that we were promised when we first got into Marathon, when we first started looking at Marathon. It's just not going to happen. Now, who is the biggest winner? This greasy motherfucker is the biggest winner. Pete Parsons, former CEO of Bungie, is the biggest winner. He convinced Sony that this company that was failing to make good updates and failing to make full games and failing to make full DLCs for Destiny 2 for years had so much work put into making a potential Destiny 3 and making Marathon. He convinced Sony of this to the point that he valued Bungie at $3.7 billion. I just want to make you guys understand this number. He stated that 2 games, both of which are hovering at around 15,000 each, is worth 3.7 billion. Back in the day? No, dude. When was the actual sell? Bungie, okay, the day Sony bought Bungie. This was done in 2022. January of 2022. So back then, we're still seeing good numbers, to be fair. Like, Destiny 2 is still getting good numbers. But they had to know, internally, at the executive level, at Bungie, at the corporate level, at the C-level executives, the CFO, the CEO, the head game director of Bungie, so on and so forth. Those guys knew that they only had like 2 or 3 decent big updates left in them. They had to know. They had to know. And Marathon was not even close to coming out at this point, by the way, guys. Marathon was not even close. And they were convinced at Bungie. There was a lot of talk at Bungie with the internal sources and everything. You can find articles about this, that extraction shooters are the next big thing, and that Marathon was going to be a Fortnite level success. That is what they were saying at Bungie for the last 3 years, and that is how they convinced Sony to buy Bungie for $3.6 billion. Pete Parsons got a significant chunk of that because he's CEO, and his retirement package was in the hundreds of millions. He made so much fucking money, pulling the wool over Sony's eyes. Absolutely. This guy is him. And by him, I mean one of the biggest fucking asshole CEOs on the planet. One of the worst CEOs ever to take place in gaming. This guy has been fucking sandbagging Bungie for decades, bro. For decades. Since the days of the original Halo. Not Halo 1, but at least Pete Parsons was in the picture from for Halo 2 onwards. This guy has been destroying Bungie internally since then, dude. Since then. This guy is one of the goats of stealing, of finagling, of absolutely being a piece of shit. I'm talking about Bobby Cockdick level. Bobby Cockdick, the CEO of Blizzard for a very long time, he's one of those. Pete Parsons had made out like a band. This is the only person who won in this entire situation. Sony lost $3.7 billion for 2 games that are dead or dying. And I love Marathon, but it is still, it's not looking good for Marathon, man. It's definitely not going to be like the 100,000 player peak game that we thought it was going to be. And that we want. Every player of Marathon, we want the player base to be as active as possible. It's not going to happen. Pete Parsons is the only one who won here. Sony lost. Bungie lost. The talented developers at Bungie, a lot of them have already been fired. A lot of them are going to be fired. Everyone who wants Destiny 3 is losing because we won't get Destiny 3 for another several years. You can't make Destiny 3 really fast if you are in incubation period in May of 2026. The incubation period will last several months, if not a year. You're not going to see people get hired at Bungie for at least a year. And Sony will wait, because this is the last bet for Sony to make $3.7 billion of loss worth it. Because right now, they're looking at this and they're like, oh my God. We bought Bitcoin at 150,000, and right now Bitcoin is at like what? 60,000? They bought the stock at the high and they can't sell at the valley, dude. They just can't do it. Bobby Kotick, one of the people in the Epstein files, yeah, also true. I mean, like way back in the golden days, I would have believed that value. Oh no, I know, that's the thing. Chaotic, you're absolutely right, and he convinced Sony that Bungie was still worth that in 2022, which was Jim Ryan is such a fucking retard. I'm sorry. Jim Ryan is CEO at Jim Ryan of Sony. Jim Ryan of Sony is absolutely fucking dumb as absolute balls. How this guy is still CEO at Sony is insane to me. Under him, Sony has spent $3.7 billion on Bungie, with not the games to show for it. We don't have spin-offs of Destiny that were promised. We don't have Destiny 3. Destiny 2 is super dying. Now it's officially dead. Marathon was not the huge success that they thought it was going to be. It is not the next Fortnite at the very least. I like the game, but it's not Fortnite, bro. And it's definitely not Destiny 2 level either. It's not even close. Not only that, $400 million on Concord. Not only that, hundreds of millions of dollars on what the fuck is it called? A Fair Game Dollar Sign, which is another extraction PvE shooter. Fair Game Dollar Sign is fucked. They made like a Splatoon style game at Sony as well, also fucked. Failed Sony live service. All games owned by Sony that have been destroyed. Concord, obviously. The only 3 that worked: Helldivers 2, MLB The Show, Gran Turismo. Marathon is in progress. It came out. It's not doing well. Horizon MMO. There is no Horizon MMO. It's done. The Horizon MMO is canceled. One year ago, it wasn't canceled. Where is the yeah, here it is. This was all the way back in January. This is January of 2025. So this is a little bit older. NC Soft's Horizon MMORPG has seemingly been canceled. So that one's dead. That one's gone. The Horizon like MMO Lite, that's like a hero shooter style, Monster Hunter style game. What is that called? Horizon new game. What is that? Yeah, Horizon Hunter's Gathering. This game is in beta, right? Isn't it in beta? Or is it actually out? I think it's on beta. So this game is coming out. This game has not come out yet. So there were 2 Horizon games in development, a proper MMO, and this game. This game has taken probably, I would say, 100 million development. The other game, the MMO, which has been canceled, also probably ate 100 million because it got pretty far in development before it got actually canceled. It had started to be developed for like 3 years before it got canceled. So that's another 100 million. Gummy Bears, I have no idea what this is. Formerly under Bungie, spun off into a new studio, August 2024. So this was probably under CEO Pete Parsons' purview of trying to say that Bungie's worth $3.7 billion. This was probably part of that, and is gone. Head of Deviation, I don't know what this was, but that one's dead. God of War live service game, canceled in 2025. That took millions of dollars, who knows how much. Live service game from Studio Bend, that one is dead. Twisted Metal live service game, I'm still pissed about this because I love Twisted Metal. This game is dead. Live service multiplayer was really far in development. It was 3 years into development. It got killed. Spider-Man live service game, another 3 years of development, that got canned. Okay, we don't know the Deviation game. First Strike, could have been the same one. Operation Payback from Bungie, so this is another one. And then some random fantasy live service from London, also shut down. All of those games costed millions of dollars. Some of them upwards of 100. Like this one is way above 100. This is way north of 100 million. All of those games have been abject failures. Jim Ryan has been purview to every single one of these. He is why Sony is eating dicks right now. He is why Sony is eating dicks. And you know, the 3.7 billion spent on Bungie kind of seems like not too bad of a deal, considering that at least Destiny 2 and Marathon, even though they don't have, you know, more than a handful of thousands of players, at least they're not dead games completely. They're probably like, oh my god, we at least have something here. But yeah, going back to the discussion, that is the problem. Pete Parsons is the only winner here. In order to have the possibility of one succeeding. Because the possibility that one succeeds will make them so much fucking money, they can't stop seeing dollar signs. That is why Jim Ryan did what he did. This is, and has lost every bet so far, by the way. All of them, except for Helldivers 2. That is why the CEO Pete Parsons of Bungie made the ploy that he did to sell Bungie for $3.7 billion. This is why all of these companies are doing this. This is why every single game company that shouldn't be making a live service shooter is making a live service shooter. Because these are the only games that get funding. The $100 million bet is the only one worth funding at the AAA extremely high level. It's so fucking stupid. It's extremely short-sighted. I'm not saying this is a good thing, but I'm saying that's what's going on. But they don't realize the way to make these types of things work in a VC world versus a live service game world are completely different ingredients. You need completely different ingredients. And the bets are a lot harder to make in the gaming world because gamers, we're finicky. We don't like certain games. We don't want to play more than one type of game. So the people who like Fortnite stick playing Fortnite. The people playing Tarkov, they don't leave Tarkov. When you get a win like Arc Raiders, the people who play Arc Raiders aren't going to translate to Marathon players. They just stick with fucking Arc Raiders. Some do. I mean, I'm one who likes Arc Raiders and Marathon, but I'm the aberration. I'm weird. One of my favorite games is Nikke Goddess of Victory. Yeah, there you go. But for every Nikke Goddess of Victory, you got all of these gotcha girls, the skimpy gotcha girls that have lost, that have lost all of their skins. All them cute girls are gone. All of them are dead, and they're not coming back for those failed ones. That's the problem. That's the problem. And like the gamers who bought those skins, they don't get their money back. Anyways, okay, so going back to Bloomberg, I just wanted to give you guys a very long breakdown, but a very detailed breakdown on why we see so many live service shooters and why Sony made the bets it did. And by the way, this is not Sony as well. Only Ubisoft did the exact same thing. EA did the exact same thing. EA bet everything on Battlefield 6 having 100 million players. 100 million players. Obviously, that number is so insano, it was impossible to reach. But they still raised money, and they raised development costs to that level, which is why they had the massive layoffs after that, and I made a video about that. Destiny is one of the most popular games on the market, generating more than $500 million in revenue when it launched in 2014, and inspiring countless imitators. They made so much money over it. And then in 2022, Sony purchased Bungie for $3.6 billion, and canceled several projects, including Payback, a game set in the world of Destiny that was envisioned as the future of the franchise. So they already did kill one spin-off of Destiny. I kind of forgot about that one. Bungie released the final shape, rave reviews in 2024, and then what happened when final shape released, by the way? Hundreds of people got laid off afterwards. Player count dropped significantly because everyone knew the game was dead. Everyone knew the game was dead. And that's it. So that's the entire article. Not a very detailed article, but it does lend credence to exactly what I said. Basically, I'm always right. I am sadly never wrong. I wish I was wrong, but I am completely 100% correct. I do apologize. I do apologize. It is very bad for Destiny players, guys. This is very bad news bears for every player of Destiny. This is very bad news bad news bears for everyone who enjoys Marathon as well, because both of them are we're not going to see any success. And CEO Pete Parsons is the only one who won here. Previous champion plans to turn Bungie into a multi-franchise studio, positioned as one of the world's best entertainment companies. This is the kind of yapping that Pete Parsons did. This is the kind of lying that Pete Parsons did in order to sell Bungie to Sony for $3.7 billion. And the shareholders at Sony, Jim Ryan, the CEO of Sony, and everyone else who's a C-suite executive at Sony, they saw dollar signs in their eyes and they said, you know what? It's worth it. It's worth the bet. And they lost. They fought the law and the law won. That's it. That's it. That's my discussion. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This will be positioned as a big talk about Bungie and the more recent stuff about Destiny. But we will have different talks for the other stuff as well. If you wanted to hear more about any of these subjects, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I appreciate you guys. So sorry about this bad news bears, but I will always cover the good news, bad news, and give my honest and very, very even-handed, but always truthful take about the dark realities of what's going on with the gaming world. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Give this video a like. Give this channel a sub. Catch you guys in the next video. And there was a subject you want me to talk more on. Let me know that in the comments below, and I'll make another video about it for you. Take care.